Yeah. What's going on, y'all? My name is Jay Faith, and this is Right Mind Wednesdays, where we just have conversations with people and hopefully provide tips, tricks, and tools to help y'all through whatever obstacles you're trying to overcome, whether it's music, fitness, mental health, or financial literacy. We're here to help you grow, and that's what we do. Now, first and foremost, if you haven't already, make sure you follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, all those wonderful sites. Make sure you're following us and staying in touch with what we're doing. Today, we got another amazing group. We are back, and today we have Q.N.C. Entertainment, multi-talented group that offers a lot of different services. So we're here to just chat with them and kind of just see, how far they've come, what their future goals are, and how they've been able to overcome a lot of different obstacles, especially within the Boston music scene, to become just a staple in what they do. So without further ado, let me bring these two gentlemen on so they can introduce themselves. What's going on, gentlemen? What's happening? What's up?
What up? We here. Yo. Shout out to Jay Faith, a lovely introduction right now. Shout out to Right Mind for having us. You know who I am. If you don't, it's DJ Mike Lamb, the party animal, entertainer, entrepreneur. I mean, I'm doing the most out there, some of them say. So I'm representing Q.N.C. alongside.
What's going on? It's your boy Quixote. Tell them boys we back outside, you know what I'm saying? DJ, hype man, producer, entrepreneur myself, A&R work, you feel me? A little bit of everything. And like the man said, we're here to represent this right here, Q.N.C. And thank you for having us, bro. Seriously, first and foremost, thank you.
Absolutely. How y'all feeling about being back outside? This is a weird feeling, I think.
I was saying, he was saying, we're both DJs, so it's we've been ready to hit the gas for a while now.
I can imagine.
Yeah, we've been going 100 this whole month. Pedal to the metal, no days off kind of thing. So it's starting to take its effects now, but it's been good being back outside. Can't take it for granted anymore.
Yo, seriously.
Yeah. How has that affected y'all? Because I know obviously there hasn't been too many live shows unless you've done a Bars Over Bars, which we know y'all have been a part of those. How has that affected y'all as far as kind of maneuvering around the industry, as far as the DJ aspect of it?
Yeah. So I guess to start off, it was more or less towards the endish of 2020, but we were actually able to kind of rally together and get our own spot. So we actually have our own studio, which actually we're in right now. We have a recording booth, you know what I'm saying? A little space for our office and whatnot. And we've basically been doing our thing over here since, in August of last year. So we've been able to kind of shift away from shows, obviously, because, the restrictions. And we were able to start doing more studio stuff. So recording sessions, photo shoots, music videos, I think shout out to some minds. And Zach, that's a big homie right there. So
What's up?
We've been able to just kind of shift gears from focusing on shows and do it.
Yeah, it's definitely about adapting. I definitely think that unless you're willing to adapt and kind of figure it out, you're pretty much gonna just kind of crash and burn, pretty much. Especially in this day and age, because everything is changing, and you just have to be willing to adapt and just say, instead of just whining and crying about what's happening, you just got to figure it out and just maneuver around it, man. It's just a detour.
Yeah, I like that.
And kind of figure it out. You're pretty much gonna. It's crazy. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to have Bars Over Bars to be able to have shows, and I know y'all have been super hyped to be able to do that. And then just to get your own spot. I mean, it's just like here, at MoCG, the studios that's right behind me. They've been able to build their own studio as a collective. To be able to just make music and just share within, the collective, to be able to just create. We'll have meetings, things like that. So I think it's definitely beneficial to be able to create your own space and have your own space to just be able to create. How did you guys get your spot over there, if you don't mind me asking. Like, what was that process like? Because, you know, obviously, especially during a pandemic, trying to land some spots, I think it can be pretty challenging.
Yeah, it was the perfect time to go look for spots. August 2020. That really, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's tough. But thankfully, we all kind of grew up in Quincy. If you don't know, Sunday Design is located in Quincy. So we've been familiar with this spot for about a couple of years now, and we've always thought about it. We've always thought about getting our own spot and then putting our own thing together, like you said. And then in the pandemic, no events. We had to think, you know, we either sit and wait, or we try to take the skills we learned being in the industry as DJs and producers and apply that to something that we could put towards the community. And then we found this place, and you know, we were able to, like, you know, work with people here, build a community. And now it's just been like really taking off. So, you know, shout out to everybody in the community that, you know, help make it, because without the audience, without the fans, without the believe in you, you know, it can, you know, end very quickly, we'll say.
Definitely. It's definitely challenging. I mean, and community I think is the biggest thing. I think what a lot of people miss, and it's even something that I've been trying to work on a little bit myself, is really kind of turning back and investing in the community that you're from, because those are the people that will just jump at the chance to support you, but you got to be willing to show them love and support them at the same time. This isn't just, you know, hey, support me. They can be like, who are you and what are you doing? You know, it's a give and take.
Absolutely. No, for sure. And it's like you said, it's unfortunate that a lot of people think that it's just, you know, me, you know, give me. But it's just like, sometimes you gotta give as well as take.
You gotta put the energy you want to see in the world.
Yeah,
you know?
that's how the ecosystem works, you know.
For sure. So that's what I'm hoping to try to do here. Is just be the catalyst for the change that we want to see within our community, because the pandemic showed that there's, you know, community is extremely important. You know, your neighbors, your friends, your loved ones, people with shared interests. So we took that same mindset and combined it with the energy we had, just wanting to do something creative. And luckily enough, I think it was Mass Music. So shout out to Mass Music. They've been here for years, and we used to do events down the street at this place called Maggie's Lounge. Shout out to the day ones, they remember. And they closed, unfortunately, with the pandemic. But after one of the shows, Mass Music was in the building, and they were like, hey, you should come to our studio. You know, we just set up over there. It's a cool spot. And that's the first time we walked in, and we were just blown away.
Yeah.
And, you know, since the pandemic, you know, it was that kind of moment where everybody needed to make a life change. And we were like, you know, if the world crashes and burns, at least we're going to do what we love out here.
Yeah,
so that was kind of like the, let's go for it, you know?
And it definitely, at least for me, it seemed like, especially looking back at it, it feels like it was just made to be, because literally that night that, you know, Mike was talking about, you know, he took the time to just kind of break this place down and just basically say, like, hey, you know, there's actually some space. So like we've had time to really brew over this and really think it through. And then, you know, as we said earlier, August 2020 was that, you know, let's pull the trigger or not.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I was having a conversation with somebody kind of like mid-pandemic, a little bit earlier than August, and I was telling him, I said, and we were kind of in agreement, that the people right now, especially if you're a creative, this is not the time to just sit and wait around for something to happen. This is the planning phase, so that when things open back up, you're already ready to go, while everybody else is like, all right, things are opened up, let's start going now. It's like, dude, like, you can have like 1, 2, you know, if you're really creative, you can have 1 to 2 like albums ready, or, you know, 3 or 4 videos ready, and then you already have it planned out, and then boom, it's like everything opens back up. All right, let's schedule these things out, and we already have them ready. You're not backtracking, trying to figure out like, all right, everything's all right. Everybody's rushing to try to get shows. You're like, I already have music ready. I have brand new music ready. Who's ready to put me on a show? Instead of, oh, I'm still working with music that I had a year and a half ago because I sat around and did nothing. because the pandemic, took it away, but I have a studio at my home, but I did nothing because nobody's going to listen to music. So, shout out to y'all for just, putting that perseverance in there and just saying, just keeping it going, man.
Yeah, I mean that's the way. That's exactly the kind of way you had to look at it. Like, especially for like the DJ world, it with the in Mass here in Massachusetts, we were supposed to open up in August, but then one day the governor said actually all these nightclubs are going to be open full capacity in 1 week. So if you weren't ready as a DJ, you were screwed. It became the total Hunger Games out there, and it's kind of like a reshuffling of like the hierarchy in the Boston nightlife now, especially. But same thing with artists. People who were popping off before the pandemic, they didn't make anything. Sorry, we ain't got time for you anymore.
Hi.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say I say this often now, but like it's gonna be a shift in the grand scheme game, I guess I would call it. A lot of people, there's a lot of players that are gonna be switching, and it's gonna be it's like I said, just a different game out there,
different landscape.
Yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and it's awesome to see it happening now. And it's great to see everybody doing their thing and whatnot. So
right, so that's why we're hoping that this time, and the people who were actually dedicated to the craft, whatever that may be, are the ones who actually persevere. And then that's the people you want to work with. And then that's how you actually build that community that supports one another from within. So that's kind of why we even took it a step further to make, the business side of things, as established as it is now.
Right.
Yeah. Damn, what was I going to say? I had a whole thought. But yeah, like it's just, yeah. So like, I think this pandemic, it just, for a lot of people, it kind of almost leveled the playing field a little bit and just said, all right, who is really invested in this and who is really working to continue? So those that were really still creating and were already all about it, like they kept creating and you could tell. And then so now, like you said, like everything's opening back up. It's Hunger Games out here. Like who's ready to fight? Because spots are going to be filling up quick. It's not like it was before where you had multiple shows or even venues, because that's the other thing. A lot of even big venues have unfortunately had to shut down because of this whole pandemic. So it's like, who's ready? Because spaces has shrunk a lot.
Oh yeah.
Because of everything. And it's unfortunate. I wish we could have, shoulda, coulda, woulda, didn't. But, I wish we could have done a lot more for these, venues that, we've been supporting through the years. A lot of things are out of our hands, which, is tough to see. But, I just think, especially as an artist community, a music community, I think this should be a lesson learned of, when we get through these hard times, or even without the hard times, like really make sure that we are supporting these venues so that when these things happen, they can be prepared and we can kind of maneuver effectively.
Sure. And on that note, I just want to give a quick shout to the Mass Live Events Coalition. We did a few events with them, like live stream events when we had the studio, and we used that to raise money for those places that were shutting down, like Middle East, the Lily Pad, things of that nature. So, shout out to places like that, and you just hope that such a big event would hopefully spawn more of that. More people looking to help out. So I'm right there with you, man. I hope that energy carries over way past the pandemic.
Absolutely.
For sure, definitely. I mean, it's sad to see, especially places like the Middle East who have just hosted just phenomenal artists throughout the years, to just see it. But I mean, unfortunately, it is. Huh?
I said they're still hanging on though. They're back open again. So
nice.
They're hanging in.
Yeah. We'll see some good stuff coming. We just got to keep supporting the community that we're surrounded in, the music community, just our physical community, aside from just music, just being human beings and just saying like, listen, like I see a need in my community, let's support it. And I think that's what y'all are doing too. And that's what kind of the basis of Right Mind has always been, is that there's so much talent around, and there's just not enough either resources or opportunities. So that's why I set this whole thing up, because it's like, what are some things that I've been through as an artist that I've gone through that I can share with other people to help build them to maybe not make the same mistakes that I have, or just maybe just get a one up, jumping into it. So it's dope that y'all have kind of carried that too. I mean, in your own way of being like, listen, like we're in this great community. How can we support the community? This isn't support. I mean, obviously you support yourselves, but this isn't about supporting ourselves. This is, how can we continue to help people create?
Support local artists.
Yeah.
Support local artists.
Exactly.
Exactly. Yep. Yeah, I love that. I love those shirts too. Those shirts are dope, man. I love those shirts.
Yeah, got you on that.
For sure. Definitely. We'll talk. We'll talk about that one. We'll definitely get that done. But yeah, so you got the DJ, so you got DJs. We got DJs out the way. What else are you guys kind of working on right now as we kind of move forward through, this reopening, and what are y'all working on? What y'all cooking up?
So
If you can share, I don't want to divulge any hidden secrets here.
Some things, unfortunately,
some are top secret out there, But at least on the business side, we've all taken the focus of creative development. So, whether it's me, him, we have about a dozen or so people that work with us and or work, as a team. And, we've been just working with artists, expanding outside of comfort zones, producing. Some of us have even tried like being an artist ourselves, like singing and writing. So just other creative, forms of expression, I guess, out there, like for me at least, like it took some time to actually be the better like DJ and like learn those things that you're like, I'm doing events, I can't learn to sit down and focus on these things. But taking that extra time to be better at what you're good at and then be good at something you weren't good at before. So that's kind of been the mindset at least that I've been doing myself, and also like the team at least has been putting out there for like the community.
Yeah, no, I feel you on that. I'm hopefully, fingers crossed, fairly soon going to be a studio engineer, recording engineer at a studio out here, continuing to share the music. And, obviously, well, not obviously, but I've been, recording my own music at my home for a while. And I was like, if I'm really going to take this step, like I want to educate myself further. Like, how can I make the experience for the artist that is coming in to record that much better? How can I make the sound that much better? How can I make just their entire experience that much better? And that's what's so important that people just miss, is just educating themselves. It's for them, but it's for their client. It's for the clients, and that's what separates people and how people will go to one studio versus another.
100%.
Absolutely.
And I mean, I applaud y'all. I mean, you said you guys got like dozens of people that work on your team. I mean, how has that been as far as working with multiple people? Because I know you don't lie to me. I know you guys can bump heads at times and things can get a little bit crazy, but
Yeah.
I feel you, and it happens, and that's okay because everybody's got their own opinion, and that's great for a team. But like, how have y'all been able to kind of make that work and just flow within there?
Yeah. Well, first and foremost, we've actually been fortunate enough to actually, I guess in the terms grow and expand, like we did mention earlier. We actually have 4 new engineers that have just recently joined us. So we are super excited to, like I said, expand and just be able to now do daytime studio sessions too as well. Before we could only do evenings just because, our lead engineer Keith usually works during the day. So, everybody has a life.
Yeah. Facts. Yeah.
So now that we have, like I said, more on, hands on deck, we're able to now do daytime, which obviously is never a bad thing. So it's always great to be able to do new things, or at least check things off the bucket list that we had for the company and whatnot. And it's definitely, it's been great. It's been very surreal. Surreal.
What's helped a lot, I feel like, is like, like you said, there's so many people, you're bound to butt heads. And what's helped us overcome that is like understanding, like you said, everybody's got a life. You got to understand that, like, that mutual respect out there has to be given. But you have to remember that everybody's here because you can, if you're friends with somebody and you work with them, you can see them outside of work, not related. But if you're here at this place and you're trying to do something, it's important to all have the same like mindset. Like you're all coming in there for the same things. If somebody's just like, nah, I just want to do this, you kind of just, there's a lot of different confusing energy that can happen. But if everybody's like, no, we're here, in our case, like creative development, but whatever the case is, if everybody's got that same, like, okay, we're on a team, we're focused on this goal, we're doing it for this things, you can find you work yourself through a lot of things because it's not just about you. It's about like, okay, I'm part of this team for this reason. And if you can't find that reason, that's when problems arise. And then it just needs to be understood and communicated and, worked out, as tough as that can be sometimes. But, at least in business, you got to remember this is what the business is. It's a separate entity from everything else, but this is what that needs. Putting on different hats, for example, and then just trying to remember of not making it too personal when you're involving people like very well. And lucky enough for these 4 new engineers, they came in, they worked with us a few times, they saw the message that we were behind, and then they were like, you know what, we just kind of met each other recently, but they believe in what we believe, so now they're all part of the team, and we're actually starting to build and grow and get new people on, which is, what it's all about at the end of the day.
Sure.
Yeah, it's definitely, I can definitely see, like, it's definitely challenging, especially working with people that you have a close relationship with outside of even like the music scene, because you're like, like, I don't want to break, that friendship. But at the same time, this is a business, and it's like you said, like, you have to learn how to separate. Like, I'm going to argue with you about this thing that we have in our business meeting, but as soon as we shut the door to the office, like, we're going to grab a beer and we're cool, and like everything's gravy. And I think a lot of people miss that step. It's they really do take it really personal, and it's like, no, they're 2 separate entities altogether.
Yeah, it's tough, man. I mean, we're not without our own challenges. Like, we're not batting 1,000 all the time, but it's just, like I said, just keeping in mind what you're there to work on, what you're there to do, having confidence, faith, communication, and then just understanding.
But that's what it is. It's about being 100% with everybody. And when you're not 100%, that's why you built a team to be able to lean on and be like, bro, I'm just not, I can't think of this, or what, my creative juices are just off. Like, how can we figure this thing out? That's why you build teams like that, and to be able to flow fluidly. It's a great thing to see. I mean, I'm glad y'all have been able to kind of figure it out and, keep a consistent team. And again, adding even more people just to further the mission.
So it's all about. Appreciate it, man. So it's all about. You taking shots? Oh.
I wish. Nah, shots of this Dunkin's coffee. I'm feeling it, man. It's been a long day.
I feel you. It's been a long like couple weeks for me.
Like, I didn't know BYOB.
Yeah.
What?
Right? Well, stupid me. I get up at 3:45 in the morning to go hit the gym and then go to work right after. So
God bless you.
I'm a psycho, and then I stay up and drink energy drinks all day and try to push my way through.
And yeah,
it's crazy. I don't know why I do it to myself, but I do it, and I enjoy every second of it either way.
There you go. That's all that matters.
Absolutely. I like we were talking about before. It just popped back in my head is you have to have that tough love sometimes, and in the fact that we all know it. There's a lot of yes men, yes women in the industry, that yes people that just nod their head every single chance that they get without really thinking about, what's happening. And they're just like, yeah, that song's good, or that picture's good, or, that sounds dope. And it's like, you're not helping anybody here. You're not helping anybody grow. You're not helping anybody become better. You're just nodding your head, and then they think that everything is peachy, and then they walk up to somebody, oh, check out my song, and they're like, dude, this is trash. Like, but I mean trash in as far as quality, because I also have an opinion about just saying something is trash. But that's besides the point. But again, you got to have that tough love sometimes. I think it's important. And again, if you've built a relationship enough, you should be able to give the tough love and still have that beer afterwards.
Yeah, that's the goal, at least. You hope so. That's what you work towards, at least. So, but that's why it's just how much you want to do it. If you want to make it last, well, there's a will, there's a way.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. If you're in it, it'll show. Time reveals all things. I've worked with a lot of different artists, as far as, maybe doing like a collab or something, and then you realize they're just not into it, they're not showing up, they're not investing their all, and you're just like, listen, again, for the betterment of the business, I love you, but we're gonna have to kind of cut ties, and we're gonna have to move on to something different, because this is not benefiting either one of us. Not just me. It's not benefiting you. We're not getting anywhere.
Right.
And sometimes you got to do that. And again, it's not to sound hateful. It's not to sound like you're egotistical. It's just not working, and it's not benefiting anybody. For sure.
Okay.
All right, so we got DJ, we got entrepreneurs. I know y'all got something else in the bag as far as what y'all do, because I know y'all ain't just got two. You ain't just entertainment with two things. I know y'all got something else.
Yeah, go ahead. What? Yeah.
Me? Who? Me?
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So recently, I started producing. So I've started making my own music. As of right now, it's mostly been in the EDM realm, but I do, as of now, have at least one hip hop. It's a drill beat, and it's with one of our engineers or producers and IT guy, Tavi. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm very excited to just kind of keep going, because honestly, I love the process, especially working with the people that I work with and stuff. It's been great. It's literally hasn't felt like shit, I got to do this. It's just like come organically. So I'm excited to say that I got a new one, Squadron. It actually just came out today.
Word. Make sure y'all have that tuning in right now or watching it later. Make sure you check that out. Check it out.
Thank you. Yeah, man.
So y'all managing a bunch of people, and now you're managing a bunch of different entertainment aspects. I gotta ask again, like, that's a lot of things to juggle.
Yeah.
What's that?
Go ahead.
What's that experience been like? I know initially starting out that can't be easy.
Well, it's never, at least on my end, it never. None of these things I'm doing now were ever like a plan from like a young age or anything. Yeah. Like I started with college parties, and then that's how I started DJing. Started DJing college parties. You get a little bit better, a little big of a crowd. You need better equipment. You have to learn more. And right now, like I just did Royale July 3rd, which is like the biggest nightclub in Boston. Not to be a douche, egotistical asshole. There's been a growth there, Otherwise,
yeah, absolutely.
If I was still doing house parties with 50 people on this little like piece of crap, then I wouldn't have been calling myself a DJ. You know what I mean? Like, and the same thing with the business. We started this just to do our own events. Like I was doing DJing at certain clubs in the area, and they said, "Hey, do you want to have your own night and bring your own people?" And I was already hanging out with people who were starting to do the same anyways. So we were like, "Oh, sure, let's see what happens." And it definitely wasn't easy. Definitely had plenty of empty rooms in there. But it's just, for sure. But again, it's just grown into the point of now we're kind of seeing the light at the end of the tunnel, the direction. Because before we would do so much. We would do promotion. We kept trying to find our identity with all the different things we do. Because, like for me, I can do like graphic design, I can do DJing, producing, like all the fields that the businesses do. We all had to do individually on our own. And that's what kind of gave us that collective mindset of, okay, I can make a flyer. This other guy can make a website. Somebody else can, do like X, Y, and Z. So it's like, all right, let's just use these skills that we've already learned because we're so passionate about just the world that surrounds the entertainment that, it kind of translated into a business before we knew it. And it was never like a, hey guys, we're gonna sit around get this LLC, branch out, and it didn't come that way. It was just like, all right, we're going to the point where we need to be like, okay, now we need to start doing these things. We need to start getting contracts. We need to start getting the legal business side of things, which myself, I'm trying to learn more now because I was an English major back in college. When nobody's perfect, we all make mistakes. I call it a lit major. That's kind of justifies the DJing. So, yeah. So, besides this, I also do like a lot of writing, like freelance writing on the side. That's just something completely separate to like all the entertainment music things. But it just kind of was an evolution, just a growth and evolution, and then just taking that next step. Like, okay, you're a DJ and a promoter. Why don't you start doing events? Okay, you're doing events. Why don't you start working with artists? Okay, you're working with artists. Let's start recording with artists. Just this gradual kind of a snowball effect that just evolved into kind of today.
The sum it all up, literally snowball effect. Like you mentioned, this was not planned. None of this was planned, man. I shit you not. I'll be 100% honest with you. None of this was planned from the jump. Literally, it was all just good fun. College, why the fuck not?
Yeah.
But then again, like I said, the snowball effect was just people talking and people just, talking to us. And it just kind of grew and grew and grew and grew and grew to the point where, I had somebody hit me up and mention that there was a new club opening up, and that him and I should go down and, talk to the owner and check it out and stuff like that. And sure enough, like literally a couple days after that happens, we ended up like getting booked. So snowball effect is the best way I put it every time people ask.
Facts. Definitely.
There's no other way I can explain it.
Right.
And it's been awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, just one thing you put into play can just lead to so many different things. You just got to put yourself out there and have those conversations and just talk with people, and you'd be surprised the things that'll happen if you just put yourself out there and just have the conversation. Like I did a while back, I did a contest at the Shaskeen in New Hampshire to open for R.A. the Rugged Man. And I was like, man, I don't know if I want to do, I don't know if I'm going to do this. There's probably mad dope rappers that are going to be there. They're going to show out. They ain't going to pick J Faith. So I end up sucking myself into it. I do the contest. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Do the contest. Lo and behold, I don't win the contest. But the owner comes up and he goes, yo, the reason I didn't pick you for this contest is because I got a better show for you that you would fit better into.
Oh, shit.
Lit, man. That's awesome.
So to me, it just shows like if you just put yourself out there, but also have those conversations and work with people who have the same like-minded, because if you know my music, it's not so much on the R.A. the Rugged Man side. And that's no diss to R.A. the Rugged Man. He's a dope artist. But for the promoter to be like, no, I want to put you and open you for AZ, that's a different story. And it's a little bit more fluid with it. So you just got to put yourself out there and just have those conversations. I know a lot of people get very timid with it. And even myself, I know I'll admit it right here. I get timid at times, but it's really what it takes to get there and to just get yourself out there, because your name just spreads. It just spreads. It'll just ricochet. Oh, I talked to Q.N.C. the other day. Oh, where Q.N.C.? Who's that? And then it just like you said, it's a snowball effect. It just dominoes into something else, and it's a beautiful thing. Sometimes you don't even have to do it. You don't have to do a damn thing. You just say one thing and just let it slide.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's the best, man. But yeah.
When the business starts speaking for itself, and you don't have to say too much anymore. You just let it speak for itself.
Right. So we've been blessed, unfortunately, to be able to be at that level.
Absolutely. What's up, Lucifer? What's going on, man? How you doing today? How you doing tonight? What's going on?
Everybody in the chat, what up? Talk to us. Ask us something. Ellie, Raymond, Lucifer, what up?
Yeah, we're going over a lot of good stuff in here.
That's the DJ side of me, you know what I mean? You just gotta get a shout out there. Where's the effects?
Yeah,
Right?
Need it.
Yeah, one thing I was thinking about too when you said it is, you said you do a lot of creative writing on the side, and I believe that as creatives, I firmly believe that you almost have to have some other type of creativity within you. I don't, in my own personal opinion, I feel like you can't just rely on one thing. And the reason I say that is because if you were just, not that there aren't people out there that do it very well, but if you're just constantly music, it's slow. To me, it's at some point it's got to start to kind of taper off a little bit, because you're not letting just things happen and letting life happen and just finding other creative sources to find inspiration. Like me, I like to draw, do graffiti. I'm getting into skateboard art, things of that nature, stuff like that. And it's like sometimes like I'll be like working on music too much and I'm like, yo, I just got to take a break, but I got to keep my hands move. I got to keep my hands moving. I want to stay creative. What can I do? All right, word. Let me just, pull out the sketch pad real quick and just draw something really quick, throw something down. And then you just need those mental breaks sometime from just creating from one side and just shifting it to another and just shifting those gears a little bit.
100%. I mean, that pretty much nailed it right there. You can't put all your eggs in one basket. You gotta have some kind of, different outlets out there. At least I agree with you for that, because my mind's always something going on in there. So you got to be able to adapt and change direction quick.
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, I mean, Lucifer got it right. I mean, it helps you from not being monotonous. Just trying different types of music. If you just stick with hip hop,
Yep.
you're only you're keeping that circle of creativity very small. And you never know. I firmly, I grew up listening to bands like Linkin Park, who have incorporated rock and rap into the same thing, and even a little bit of electronic and DJing in there too. And it's like, you're like, what, a rock band that has all this? Like, this is this is like the perfect trifecta we going on here. So it's like it only adds to the creativity. I don't think that it could ever diminish it in any sort of way by adding those things into it. So that's dope that in touching base with Lucifer of just working with metal bands and electronic music, because you never know just some of those things that you can incorporate into hip hop or just bring to the table. You have a band that has rapping and metal. That would be super dope to hear.
I like that.
I'm into groups like Slipknot, things like that, groups like that.
Yes, sir.
I expand my music range has been expanded so much. It's just there's so much good music out there, and you really have to try to expand yourself. Sticking to one genre is I don't know. To me, in my own personal opinion, I just think as a creative, you should definitely at least try to listen to others, just to hear a different sound, just to hear just different things,
Yeah, the best groups, artists, creatives are the ones who incorporate other things into their medium. You know what I mean? If you keep doing the same thing that everybody's doing all the time, nothing's going to happen, the best artists are the ones who adapt and the ones who are versatile and can do different genres, as good as they do their primary thing, for example. So,
hey, I'll say this. Primarily, I will say I'm an open format DJ, but obviously my preference would definitely be more of the dubstep and bass type music. Yeah. But I'll be completely honest, if I'm home or whatever, or I'm just chilling, I'm blasting K-pop, I'm blasting Pop Smoke, I'm blasting Russian hip hop.
That's dope.
Yeah,
why not?
Yeah,
it's too much good music out there.
No, seriously,
too much amazing art. It's you'll never hear it all. You'll never hear all the good music, and that's the thing about life. Is there's always gonna be some good art out there somewhere. As long as there's human beings out there somewhat functioning, there'll be good artwork out there, good music, or whatever the case is.
Absolutely. Yeah. I haven't gotten into K-pop yet. I've had a couple
There's
teens
some
that I've
Oh,
worked
good. There's some good
with,
ones,
and
man.
Yeah, ironically, yeah, there it goes. That show he was talking about, the first one that was booked, that was a K-pop night. It was K-pop EDM all night. And I'm using equipment I've never used before with a genre that I have no idea what's happening. Like these things could be, I think it could be complete songs about hating each other or whatever. It's just violence.
yeah.
I have no idea.
I was in heaven. I was in absolute heaven.
So-
man.
But it was like you take those opportunities, because it's like, oh, can you play? He was like, neither of you guys are Korean, so yeah, make a Korean EDM mix, and then you'll get the job. And I was like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna make that mix. And
Yeah.
and then 2 days later, he's like, all right, this Saturday. You know what I mean? So it's one of those things. If I was just like, nah, I'm just this kind of DJ, I never would have got that gig, and I might not have been at the places I'm at now. You know what I mean? It's being, you don't know where the opportunity is gonna happen.
It's being open. It's being open to those. It's being open to those kind of things, and yeah, I just haven't sat down with it. It's just one of those things you really do just have to take a second.
I'm not on commission.
I'll send you some. I'll send you some good ones. I'll send you
There
some.
is some good ones. Just like I like to believe that any genre of music has like a song that I can really enjoy.
Oh,
Like,
sure.
no matter if it's metal, country, bluegrass, like opera, show tunes, like whatever. There's got to be a song out there. I 100% believe that I will personally be like, this is the littest song.
Yeah.
I truly believe that. So if anybody has any in genres that I've never heard of, like Danish folk music, electronic, I have no idea, but anything, I believe that there's good music in every genre.
Yep.
So I've
For
got to be
sure.
proven wrong, at least. Thankfully.
I think that's my fear, is that I'm gonna like go search. I'm gonna find, looking for K-pop, and then I'm gonna hear a song that I'm absolutely gonna hate, and then I'll be like, nope, on K-pop, I'm over. That's it. No more. I'm cool. But I mean, I listen to.
That's why you get advice from somebody who's already in the game.
Yeah.
So the community comes in.
Exactly.
We got
Absolutely.
community. We got Hero the MC in the chat. What up,
Oh,
Hero?
shit.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, this fucking
Mr.
guy.
Boz.
This guy.
Mr. Boz over Boz.
Mr. Boz is here. Streams over streams.
Streams over streams.
Yeah, I like listening to a lot of different stuff, but I mean, I have like 20 something playlists from R&B, back in the day R&B, hip hop, back in the day hip hop,
Oh, yeah.
country, rock, local artists, just to keep just keep everything just moving along and just bouncing around and just keeping just everything just open and not just sticking to one specific thing, and just whatever mood you're in, man. Sometimes I just want to listen to some sappy songs and just get in that mood music, like Joe Budden, Hero's gonna hate me and laugh at me because I said that, but whatever. But just getting in that mood music, you know what I'm saying?
Hey, man, it's whatever helps you. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. So, yeah, man.
Absolutely. No, it's the Frank Sinatra, BB King.
Oh yeah, there we go. He's got him.
Some old school jazz.
Some Chuck
Left
Berry,
off bad.
some Jeff
Chuck
Beck,
Berry.
Eddie Waters,
Yeah.
Buddy Holly.
Yep.
See, that's the thing
We
about
de-
Left Off Bad and Bougie. Yeah, Bad and Bougie.
Yeah, exactly. That was the point. We specifically left that one off on purpose.
I was, even as a DJ, and that came out when I was in the college days. So that's like, oh, everyone requesting that song. I never really was a fan though. Never was. I mean, you download it and you play it when you have to, but I've never listened to that like on my own. Like I'm like at home, I'm like, oh, let me just get Bad and Bougie.
Yeah, it just for me, it got played too much, so I kind of just got tired of it.
Oh yeah,
honestly.
For me, it's one of those songs like you really have to be in a very specific
moment,
like fine-tuned mood to listen to it. It's not like, I just left work, I'm bad and bougie. No, like I'm not listening to that right now. Like I'm listening to something that's going to relax me from chilling around the house. Like I'm not like, you got to be in like that party mood, or about to go out.
Definitely.
Which was the only places I heard it. Which was
right.
Exactly.
Right. So.
Number one, the worst Uzi verse of all time. Yeah. Well, let's start off with those first 4 bars.
Oh, yeah, we could talk about that. That'd be a long one. Yeah.
Good. We need another segment.
No shit. No shit.
We need another. Yeah, I actually saw him 95% ad libs, 100% true. I actually saw him live too. I've seen him live. His live performance, I will admit, is not bad. He puts on a good show.
All right.
Music side of things, that's a different story. But putting on a show, he does a pretty good job. But it was him, YBN Corday, Ty Dolla $ign. Ty Dolla $ign was dope. I don't care what anybody says. Ty Dolla $ign was a dope show. And then G-Eazy, who puts on another good show.
All right. Hey, that's important too. You know, if you can put on a good show, that does count. It does count for something.
You saw The Vision live? Well, who is The Vision? What are you talking about, Hero?
Get off the drugs.
He's just,
I know.
He's just talking. I think he's just a little Uzi Bird shitting all day.
He's fiending for the live stream. When he can't get on live streams and I take over for my show, he just wants to jump in because he got the gemstone. He took it out. What do you mean? Oh, you saw. I get you. He took it out though. I ain't there no more. He
paid like $1 million to put it in, like a lot of money.
Oh yeah, he paid like millions of dollars to put this thing into his brain to only take it out
for a photo shoot. He's like, never mind, no returns, buddy. No returns.
He's like, yeah, right. Nah, I'm cool. No, I want diamonds. I don't want $1 billion diamonds. No receipt. Yeah, I don't want $1 billion diamonds sitting in the middle of my head. Sorry.
Talk about a target on you.
Right. Literally. God.
I can't. Yeah.
It's today.
Can't imagine. But yeah. Anyways, yeah, man, this has been super dope. I'm glad to have along here and just share all your experiences. I think this has been super dope and definitely useful information. You know, for a lot of people who are either trying to start a business, start an entertainment business, just starting out in the music industry and just trying to find their way. Q.N.C. he's gonna have a gnarly scar from for sure, definitely gonna have a gnarly scar for that one. But yeah, this has been super dope. I appreciate y'all for taking your time out, you know, to be here and just, you know, sharing your experiences, working with the community and just helping build the music community up out there in Quincy, Mass. Why don't y'all, before we take off, why don't y'all let everybody know where everybody can reach y'all, connect with y'all, link up, all those wonderful things.
Yeah. All right. Well, first and foremost, you can find us at Q.N.C. Entertainment, literally on everything. Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, like everything. And then, like I mentioned before, you know, we do recording sessions, you know, saying we have a booth. We do photo shoots, music videos, you know what I'm saying? We do shows as well. So,
Word.
You know, we do a little bit of everything, honestly.
No, I think you covered it. I'm just cracking up. Hero just with the bombshells. Thank you. Yo, that was my inner Bostonian was little twitch out there.
Damn, he just called you
Quincy.
Out. Damn.
It's the only place in the world where this is called Quincy, but spelled with a C. So, you know, fun fact for anybody visiting. That's how you know. But
you can tell the outsiders.
Yeah, you can tell the strangers.
The strangers, yeah.
Absolutely. The strangers.
He's just walked in. So we actually have a session jumping in now. So like he said, we do creative development. So that's music, media, our management, or development. Let me say that. That's a better word.
Best way to see it all, read it all that stuff. QNCentertainment.com. Everything will be smack dab right there.
And that stands for quality never compromises. So that's not something we state. Yeah, he's got it up there for real. But yeah, quality never compromises. Something to work towards. We work every day to put out something that's, you know, the best of our abilities. That's the top of the quality that we can do. You know, so that's the energy we putting out. Support local artists, support local scene. Shout out to Right Minds. Shout out to Blaise, Hero, Turntable Teachers, everybody in the chat. My name is DJ Mike Lamb. DJ MIC. Mike like a microphone. LAMB. And you want to, why don't you spell that out for him? Kind of like that. One of those. Kind of like one of those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
you know, you can find me as well as at Quixote the DJ. That's Quixote the DJ. And yeah, like you said, we got a lot of stuff coming up, especially next month. Very excited.
August, big
Very,
things
very
in
excited.
August. So
Very, very
we
excited.
just did. So we're doing a lot more shows. So we have Life of the Party coming back, which is our little bit more urban, community focused showcase. Island Vibes, which is our international showcase, is coming back. Rave Wave Wednesdays is on actually right at this moment on Sound Unit Radio, our EDM radio show. We're gonna be doing that live. We got a year anniversary for the studio. We got some shows in the Middle East. It's too much. It's too much.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So tap in. Q.N.C. _entertainment. Whatever compromise. Get your mind right.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate y'all so much. Thank you for your time. My name is Jay Faith. This is Right Mind, and we out for tonight. Peace, y'all.
Peace.
What's up?
We outside.